We're here with Jared Ellsworth. He's the maintenance manager here at Econo-Pak, and today we're going to talk about the flexibility we have with the type of equipment that we run in our facility. So, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be back. Yeah, super flexible. That's what we pride ourselves on. We kind of have to be for our industry, right?
Yeah.
And everything we have out there is extremely flexible. We change things over on a daily basis.
Yeah, I know from an investment standpoint, when we're looking at equipment and we're working directly with you, myself, PJ, Ed, and the rest of the team working with you, we get a nice project that comes through that makes a lot of sense for us. And obviously we want to have an automated solution for them. But we also want to keep in mind that, projects come and go, things change, and we want to be, able to pivot and do some different things with that equipment. So what are like some of the key factors that make equipment, flexible in a sense? I know that's a big question because there's so many different things that we work with, but what are a few key things that we would look for?
Key things that we look for would be the size of the overall project, the product that's coming through. How long is it? Is it overly long? Is it too short for something that we're running? That plays a factor in what we're going to run it on. Yeah. Also, are we able to automate it? If we cannot automate it, then it goes into a manual drop line. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we try very hard to get it to a lot of our newer machinery that is highly automated and very efficient.
Yeah, I've seen, starting off with more of a manual process sometimes is the best way, so we can get our hands on the product, work with, conveyor systems or something like that, and then as we're working on it, I know you spend a lot of time, analyzing, how are they handling the product, how fast is it running, what can we do, and then building more of the automation steps down the line. Is that correct?
Yeah. So as we get a new project in, it's a learning curve for everybody. So we tend to start slower on that, mm-hmm. and then look to see where we can build improvements later on.
Yeah.
Where we can kind of cut back on manual labor and increase on a lot of things we build in-house to really help, efficiencies take off.
Yeah, definitely. And that helps us, bring a client in faster too. So we pride ourselves with being able to shorten those lead times to start. So starting off with a manual process and then creating the automation, it, also creates some really unique opportunities for our clients to create efficiencies, means cost savings.
Sure.
So a lot of times, we're able to work with a client for 3 to 6 months, be able to find efficiencies, invest in those efficiencies, and then, after the first year, instead of having, price increases, as a conversation piece, we're talking about how we can decrease the price for them and improve those efficiencies.
Correct. And we've been in this for a long time now, so a lot of things aren't very new to us anymore. And we've invested in that so much that we're professionals at it now. We're experts, and if 9 times out of 10 a new project comes in, mm-hmm. we're prepared for it already, just because we've been around the block so many times.
Absolutely. One of the things that impresses me with working in the company and seeing what you do is our changeover process. And obviously we're running 3 shifts a day. We're operating every day, and we're constantly running a project and then moving things around and setting up for a new project. And how do you manage all of that? What goes into that?
So, each team is a part of the body, right? Mm-hmm. So if something fails, then the entire body pays for that.
Yeah.
So it's great. Here we have a tremendous line of communication. So those failures are cut to a bare minimum. And when we move things around and change things over, mm-hmm. allergen profiles are taken into consideration, what room, what product we're running alongside of other things. Because we've become so versatile with that, we have curtains set up everywhere. So now we can we're really able to contain any type of cross-contamination threat out there.
Yeah.
But as far as managing that, group emails, we send out emails and communicate with other team members so everyone's on the same page. And our team has gotten across all 3 shifts that are so well versed at how the machinery operates and moves, mm-hmm. and how to set things up properly, that changeovers are quick and easy.
Yeah. It's very impressive. I know we tend to work with higher volume clients, so a lot of times those projects are running for a week or 2 weeks straight across multiple shifts. But I'm always impressed when we're getting towards the end of a production run and we're setting up for the next thing that some of that equipment may use. It could be conveyors, it could be any aspect of that equipment. But being able to come in the next day and see a total different configuration with a different type of product running. Because I know, like you said, there's many departments that go into it from a quality aspect, making sure that everything's cleaned properly, set up in a designated area, and then vetted. That's just very impressive to me.
Right, yeah. I mean, so because the day shift has customers coming to watch their product run a lot of the time, second shift, third shift really don't understand, the layout of the line.
Yeah.
So it's super important that every detail that we've discussed in meetings prior to that are laid out. And I have what's called a ward board. I call it with the ward board behind me, where I lay out machinery, and I'll even come up with drawings, and I'll send it to the next shift, and they know exactly what to expect.
Yeah.
That way, when we come in the next day, the customer's not waiting around, and we can take right off running for them.
So another area that that we pride ourselves in doing really well is helping our clients diversify their products across different market segments. So with that said, it could be a pretzel company or a chip company that sells their product in grocery, and they want to sell it into one of the bigger box stores. So maybe it's a larger bag, or it's some kind of value added solution, or it could be variety packs. How does that that type of change happen as far as we take their bulk product, and then how are you able to manage that across all the different types of packaging formats?
So when we get the raw materials in, right, it's our job to put them all together exactly how the customer asks, and then make it look pretty so it goes out to the store, right? So because we've been doing this for so long, we have many different types of formats for vertical size bagging, whether we're making pillow bags or square bags. We have many different types of formers for our flow wrapper machines, and all of our cartons that are out there are highly interchangeable with different size cartons. So whether the customer wants a smaller carton, one week, one SKU, or a small run of something, it's a special order or a limited time offer, we can run that. We're able to do that. And then with an hour of downtime, we can change that whole line over and make something completely different for somebody else, or a larger box, or the same thing, but a different format. So being able to, as a co-packer and as versatile as we are, it's not as difficult for us to be able to provide those kind of needs for our customers.
Yeah. I mean, I think that sums up the whole idea of what this podcast was about, with being flexible and being versatile to be able to help our clients scale into all the different marketplaces.
Sure.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Jared. It's been a
Anytime.
pleasure. It was nice to have you. I think you're one of the first guests on this podcast.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
It's nice to have you back.
I like to see the upgrades. That's great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.